Tyreek, how do you celebrate this moment?
Oh, yeah, we go out, man. We go to the beach, play some volleyball, get some Hennessy, and we have a good time, man. Why not? Why? Go to the beach, have fun, right? You trying to play volleyball?
Hey, welcome back to Odd Man Sports, the second oddest sports show on the internet. And no matter how many goobers I eat when I write this thing, I'll never be able to out-weird this.
Welcome to Muse Academy. I'm Kobe Bryant.
And I'm Little Mamba.
And we are here to tell you all about the word Muse Cage.
The funny thing, I had been pitching Muse Cage for years. And then all of a sudden, because Kobe wants to do it, it gets greenlit by ESPN. Unbelievable! Where was I? Right. I'm your host, Brandon Perna. I also host a show called That's Good Sports here on YouTube. On this week's episode of Odd Man Sports, the show you're watching right now, we're going to take a look at the fresh starts for DeShaun Watson and Tyreek Hill, a preview of the Duke-UNC game, and why Adam Silver might need to allow one murder to save the NBA. Dinks and Dunks. Well, it's been less than a week since the slap heard round the world, and many are still arguing about who is responsible. Is it Will Smith for physically assaulting a man on stage? Is it Chris Rock for making the insensitive joke? Is it the Academy for not intervening soon enough? Well, I'll tell you who's responsible for arguably the craziest moment in the history of live TV. Me. Because the reason Chris Rock's writers probably felt comfortable writing an alopecia hair joke is because I had recently made a similar joke. Can you really be considered the best at something if you're the only one competing? This is like saying former power forward Charlie Villanueva is the greatest player in the history of the NBA without eyebrows. See? Before Jada Pinkett, Charlie Villanueva was the most famous person with alopecia. And after this joke, did he jump across the desk and slap me around? No. Although he did call me out in an interview with TMZ.
What did you think of that joke? Did Brandon's joke offend you?
That joke didn't offend me. I've heard a lot of worse things, and I just think the timing was wrong.
Point taken. So starting today, I'd like to announce I'll be making no more jokes about alopecia, propecia, or the late 90s sitcom Moesha, starring Brandy.
Take Brandy's name out your mouth.
Dude, it was a joke. Dude, everybody is so sensitive. Anyway, an NFL player with a history of disturbing allegations against him was introduced by his new team this week after being awarded the largest guaranteed contract ever for his position.
Thank you to Dee and Jimmy Haslam and the Haslam family for giving me this awesome opportunity to be the quarterback of this historical organization in the Cleveland Browns.
Watson, of course, has been accused by 22 women of varying degrees of sexual misconduct, all the way up to sexual assault, though it should be noted that 2 grand juries did not charge him due to a lack of evidence, making this a classic case of he said, she said. She said, 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 and she said. An NFL player with a history of disturbing allegations against him was introduced by his new team this week after being awarded the largest guaranteed contract ever for his position. And in contrast to the somber Cleveland affair, Tyreek Hill's happy-go-lucky press conference was so all over the place, I felt like I was Cardi B's bodyguard on a teacup ride.
It's a lot of events that we're not going to talk about because there are kids in here. My mom is probably the cockiest person in the room right now. My agent wanted me to kiss him in the mouth. I said no. The cheetah, he always got to prove he the fastest on the team no matter what. I don't believe in pressure, dog. I make the pressure. Go to Apple Music, type in Pusha P Gunna, and then I want you to bob your head to that. He's probably the funniest head coach I've ever met in my life. He kind of sounded like Shrek a little bit. Go to the beach, play some volleyball, get some Hennessy, and we have a good time, man. Why not?
And if you thought Hennessy and volleyball was a bad pairing, just wait until you see Tua and Tyreek try and play together. I've seen your memes. Now, I do hope somebody in Tyreek Hill's family is already working on getting the rights to Everybody Hurts, because he's gonna need it. Speaking of Odell Beckham, Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski didn't close the door on a potential reunion with the former Cleveland wide receiver, saying, "I like Odell, we'll see how it works out." Which either means that A, Baker Mayfield was the problem all along, or B, this is the equivalent of telling a crazy ex-girlfriend that, sure, there's a good chance we'll get back together, just so she doesn't burn your house down. My guess, a little from column A and a little from column B. It takes two to tango, baby. Now, the annual NFL League meeting took place in Palm Beach this week with personnel from all 32 teams congregating in Florida. Among the items on this year's docket, an expansion to the Rooney Rule to include women, as well as a requirement that each team hire at least one female to work closely with the head coach. Which sounds great in theory, but just to guard against any potential workplace issues down the road, I'm also recommending the Clooney Rule, which requires that any woman hired is at least half the head coach's age plus 7. Not to be confused with the DiCaprio rule, which is the same rule, but minus 7. On Monday, the NFL released its annual 32 head coaches awkwardly standing in front of a fountain photo. My favorite photo from the NFL every year. And if you're wondering what my absolute lowest point is, well, it's this. Me playing smash or pass with this photo.
Pass, smash, ew, pleated pants, hard pass, hard smash. Ooh, hello, eyebrows, smash, wife beater t-shirt, pass. Actually, no, smash.
On Saturday, Duke and North Carolina meet in one of the most anticipated games in the history of March Madness, as the two rivals meet for the first time ever in the tournament. At stake, well, a place in the national championship, not to mention a chance for the Tar Heels to send Coach K packing into retirement. And call me cynical, but there's no chance for this game to live up to the insane hype. Because Will Smith has completely shifted my expectations about what could conceivably happen during a live event. Hubert Davis could walk over to the Duke bench and slap Coach K right across the face. And I'd be like, been there, done that. But even if Will Smith never slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, I still don't think there'd be a chance for anything on Saturday to become the greatest moment ever between Duke and UNC. Because this moment from 2003 will never be topped.
Saw this guy in a Speedo, no shirt, just dancing around, It was kind of hard to focus on my free throws.
Manuel misses the first.
He jumped up again and started doing another dance, and it kind of threw me off, and ended up missing my second free throw as well.
Money talks. This week brought us an update on the life and times of Johnny Manziel, aka Johnny Football, or as I like to call him, Johnorrhea, because much like an STD, just when you think he's out of your life for good, he shows up again.
Something I'm really interested in as well is going back to Texas A&M and being a part of, my school or the program or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I want to play tonsil hockey with Elisha Cuthbert. And while the highest profile player in the history of A&M wanting to return to the place he had those great times is understandable, I wonder if some of Manziel's comments since leaving College Station might be an obstacle to him returning.
We went to Miami, and it was for the national championship game, and I'll never forget getting off the plane and walking to baggage claim, and this guy comes out behind me. He's like, yo, how would you want to make $3,000? May or may not have gone back to this guy's condo and signed probably 10,000 pieces.
This guy has college mentor written all over him. In his defense, Johnny Manziel is probably not the same guy at 30 that he was at 20. And he probably has a more mature perspective regarding the events in his past.
So if the NCAA wants to take my fucking 9-4 season away and my Chick-fil-A bowl against Duke, fucking below me.
Okay, maybe not. I actually have an idea for Manziel to cash in on his fame. It's a new show I developed called You're Smarter Than Johnny Manziel. The concept of the show is very simple. We play a clip of Johnny saying something really stupid, like really unbelievably dumb. And then we, the audience, all have a good laugh at how dumb he sounds. Like this.
Have your opinion, but if it's not good, fuck off. There's
No.
3 billion people in the world.
Oh, Johnny. On, man. Out. Over my years as an elder statesman of the YouTube sports community, I've defended fans' rights to say and do whatever dumb shit you want. Calling Russell Westbrook Westbrick and telling him he sucks, he can handle it. Throwing dildos with Tom Brady's name on the field at Buffalo Bills games, Tom Brady can handle it. But some of the recent fan behavior is going too far.
The NBA fined Portland Trail Blazers Jusuf Nurkic $40,000 for throwing a Pacers fan's phone. He's seen on video taking the fan's phone, then tossing it aside. Chris Haynes with Yahoo Sports reports that the fan insulted Nurkic's grandmother.
And that's putting it kindly, because according to Chris Haynes, the Pacers fan didn't just insult Nurkic's dead grandmother, he called her a bitch. Which is even more appalling when I show you this photo of Nurk with his adorable grandma. The last couple weeks have also brought us multiple instances of teen boys miming blowjobs in the back of announcer hits. Hey, dickface, trust me, when the college counselor Googles your name, you don't want you miming a BJ over Reggie Miller's shoulder to be the first thing that comes up. Unless, of course, it's a clown college. And then maybe it won't be so bad. So, what's the solution? Well, I'll tell you. Nurkic got fined $40,000. Not because what he did was so reprehensible, but because the NBA was setting an example. Just like how Roger Goodell and the NFL threw the book at Calvin Ridley to make sure everyone got the message. Well, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver can easily end ugly fan behavior towards players. And here's how he does it. Allow exactly one of these players, one time, to put one fist straight through a fan's face with no penalty. I have a feeling that would end the dead grandmother taunts. Alright, well that's it for today. A reminder to head over to thegameday.com for all of your Final Four bets. And make sure to check out the Game Day on TikTok. We took Batman to the St. Peter's game, and all hell broke loose. Alright, see you guys on the other side. Go Tar Heels and Villanova.